Brown sugar bourbon. That sounds good.
It is disturbingly good.
Oh man.
Oh Lord.
All right, ladies, gentlemen.
So does this mean I'm going to be hosting the show by myself?
Oh no.
You're gonna wish.
Thank God.
That's what it'll mean.
Ladies, gentlemen, Deadman Stone Podcast. Your host, Mr. Deadman, Becky and SK. How's it going?
Fine. How are you?
Woo!
I'm doing okay. President's Day was good for me. It's
Oh, did you get the day off?
yeah.
Because you're a government employee.
Yeah, I'm a government man.
Gotta be it. Gotta be conspiracy.
Do you have to wear a dark suit and shades to work?
Oh. No comment. Maybe. Have to be like no. I mean, I'm a government kidnapper. Government approved kidnapper. I have to go in all crazy. Going with the suits, the ties, the dark shades. Got to look all scary.
Do you have that little memory blasting, flashy thing from Men in Black?
Oh, cool!
Oh, of course. Got to have that. Yeah, but we forget to use it.
Can you get me one? Because I'd really like one.
I could see what I could do, man. I'll be in the office tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll see what I could do.
Right.
Maybe score you one. All right, guys.
I've been looking for one. eBay won't carry them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hard to find.
Amazon doesn't have one?
Not approved.
No.
Yeah, well, you never.
They have everything else.
Yeah, that's true.
He got one, but it was a butt plug, and he plugged it in, and it shocked him.
Who me? Wait, we're not supposed to talk about
No, SK.
Oh, okay.
So if you shove one of those memory wipers up your ass, what would you forget?
All the shit you've been told over the years.
That is a good question. That was a good question for our guest, who is. Let me see if I get this right. I'm horrible with names. Get this right.
I don't know
Ready?
if I want to answer that question.
Mr. Edmund Stone, right? Edmund Stone?
You got it. That's right.
Mess this up. Edmund Stone.
Holy shit! You said another one right. What the
I
hell's
know.
wrong with you?
I know. It's like
Who are you, and what did you do with Jesse?
My attorney is telling me I shouldn't answer that question, so I'm not gonna make up a story like Jussie Smollett. I'm not gonna make up a story. I could make up a story, be like he was beaten by someone who really hated him and dragged him out of his house, But no, didn't do that. Which we'll get into that today.
Your audio sounds a little different today.
It probably will be.
Mine?
My audio. I mean, how does it sound?
Oh,
I mean, it sounds good. I'm just saying it's different.
yeah.
I'm not using.
It's very clear.
I'm not using the very complicated, needlessly complicated voice beater setup. That's what's happening here. So it's less. It takes a whole other screen out of the equation. Takes the whole mixer out of the equation. So that'll make things a little bit easier. Anyway, before we get rolling, I think we have a few announcements. I want to definitely remind everybody about Patreon, but before that, do we have any ads, Becky?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's
We
read
do.
that. All right, let's read that real fast.
We have a new book out called Better You Believe by Tony Evans. It's a collection, urban legends. Every town has them. Local variations of widely known stories passed down from one generation to the next. They range from tales of haunted houses and monsters in the closet to witches and dark curses telling you where not to tread. I've heard them all in my travels through the Appalachians in the southeastern United States. The question is, do you believe, or is it all made up? Sometimes it's best to heed the advice given in those old familiar stories. After all, as the old Sherpa saying goes, maybe true, maybe not true. Better you believe. It's available on Amazon.com.
Nice. That
you
is a
have
great.
no
I've read
idea
these.
how hard it is not to interrupt when you do that. Those things.
Why? How are you gonna interrupt?
Because I always have some dumb shit to say and
Oh,
interrupt.
for-
Well, same here. I mean, when you're opinionated, you got something to say. Like I wouldn't be like, oh,
It's
whoa,
probably
back up,
how
back
I
up. What?
pronounce something.
Maybe, could be.
Hold on. I got 1 second. I got to get a notepad because I got to make sure my pad and paper is ready to update any new Becky words.
Yeah, get this
You
started.
better explain to our guests what you're talking about.
Oh, they'll get it.
Explain.
They'll get it today when you talk about poems. We'll get it today.
Poems, okay, and crown, and
Mhm.
I have a few.
WEIRD.
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 And how?
Weird. You know what? Too, I was thinking about Becky the other day because I can't. I don't know if I can pronounce the word roll like ROW like roll like
Row.
roll
Row?
row.
You keep putting an L on it.
I know. I put an L on it. I realized I put an L on it. I try to stop myself. What am I supposed to do? Slap myself every time I do it? Am I gonna learn? Roll. I just did it again.
You're saying R-O-L-E. R-O-L.
It's row.
It's
Oh my God,
Roll.
Becky beat Jesse on the
Row.
pronunciation.
row. There we go.
Row.
Hooked on phonics
It's
did not work for
row.
me. Here I am now. At age 38. Trying to figure shit out. Okay. Quickly. And then we'll get started. Don't worry, guys. All right. Patreon.com. Look, man, if you enjoy horror, dark fiction, like, a good story, or something to genuinely entertain you, you consider becoming a patron of Deadman Stone. Patron. Okay. For $2, you get access to everything, like all the anthologies we have released, such as The Ancient Ones, He's Risen's, Monsters Exist, my personal favorite, The Shit Show. This still gets better over time. We're constantly pumping out new material. We also have new books coming out, like Trespass and Flesh and Blood. They're not in the selection yet, because, I mean, when I put that up there, think about it. That's money that could be going directly to the author, you think about it, but it's going to the Patreon page. In which I realize that there's going to be a situation where I'm going to be like, okay, I'm going to have to divide this money up. But first, we have to get that up there. Right now, it's just like $14 and $68. That's okay. I love that. Don't get me wrong. But if we get that higher, I'll even be. I think there was a very generous goal where I was actually going to do, and I mean this, like 100% royalty rates, because there's a certain goal. If I reach, I'm good. Because I have a full-time job and my things are met at that point. I'm just like, okay, then I don't need it, because at that point I can make money off like merchandise or other shit. Like, your book is your book.
Action figures.
Yeah. make Deadman some action figures.
Oh my Lord, no.
Flesh and blood
Bobbleheads.
sex toys.
Oh my God.
So consider doing that, guys. I know it's a crazy goal, and I don't think any other publisher in the right mind would ever do something like that, because it's silly, it's crazy, right? But I believe it. I mean it. So I'll put it out there. So at this point, I think we just kind of roll into. I think we can cover like the news stories first, and then go into. And Edmund Stone, feel free to chime in at any time we talk about this stuff.
Okay.
Hey, maybe you
I
should
will.
introduce him or
Oh,
some
yeah,
shit
yeah.
like that.
Let's introduce. All right, hey, Mr. Stone, who are you, and what do you do?
Well, my name is Edmund Stone,
Okay.
and I am from Kentucky. And
right.
I am an author, horror writer, artist, poet, all that fun stuff. My stuff, I have a book out called Hush My Little Baby, and it's a collection of various stories and things that I've had published in the past through Guyana and Hanome, I'll say that right, and Fantasia Divinity, and I'm not sure who the other ones are. Horror Zine, I've had some in Siren's Call, just a different variety of places. And I had them all. I took them all once I got the rights back. I took them all and put them in one collection for myself.
Okay.
And that's what's out now. I have another one coming out soon called Lost Hope, but we can talk about that. That's actually a novella, so that'll be a little way down the road, probably about a month from now.
Okay, you said that one was called Lost Hope.
Lost Hope, yes.
Lost Hope. Okay. All right, and that one's coming out in a little bit, like later on this year or something.
I want to say like middle of March. That's what I'm keep my fingers crossed, but that's tentative. But that's where I'm shooting for.
Okay. All right, middle of March. Okay. All right. Well, so we'll dig into all this. I promise you, we will. Plenty of time.
Okay.
All right, Becky.
Yeah, maybe.
Let's roll. Let's roll with the first news story. What do we got?
I'm just happy to be here.
Well, we're glad you're here too.
Oh, definitely.
The first news story is for you. Okay.
Which you?
Jussie Smollett. Oh no, that would be Jesse. Jussie Smollett.
Is it so? It is Smollett. It's not Smollett. Are we sure?
Well,
I want to occasion everyone's name.
I'm not sure.
He's a certified Smollett.
Okay.
Smollett. How's that?
Mm-hmm.
Pals reportedly rehearsed alleged attack.
Okay.
He promised to pay his two pals $4,000 to stage his racist and homophobic assault.
Wow.
Which the trio even rehearsed beforehand.
Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God! Like,
Yeah.
why?
Oh, look! Listen, let me give you my shocked reaction. Here it is. How about that? Do you like that?
I love that. I love that. I love that. So I guess he was expecting these two guys, these brothers, to not roll on him, to not out him out, not to throw him under the bus.
I think he didn't intend for them to get caught.
Right.
Well,
He paid them $3,500 before they left for Nigeria the day of the attack, and then promised another $500 when they came back to the U.S.
Well, that's a mistake. They came back. He should have just said, like, no, you go back to Nigeria and that's it. You stay in Nigeria because like, we gotta make sure you don't get caught. You know? Oh.
He also paid for the rope, which was purchased from the Crafty Beaver hardware store.
Okay, that's funny already. What?
Yeah.
Okay, he paid for the rope.
Where did he buy it from? Say that.
The Crafty Beaver hardware store.
That's
where I go.
perfect. That's too perfect. You like that shit.
Yeah.
I want to know where this hardware store is. 'Cause I've never been there, but I'd like to go. I mean,
I know. I want to give him my business now.
why not?
In the Ravenswood neighborhood. I don't know.
There we go.
The Ravenswood. Okay.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Over here, all we have is
One
like,
of the brothers held the rope and poured bleach on Smollett during the 2 a.m. attack, while the other donned a red hat and shouted racist and homophobic slurs at him.
okay.
The red hat was bought at an uptown beauty supply store.
Okay. So they actually did the attack. They just they
Sort of. They kind of did it, you know. We went through the motions.
so it was like a WWE fight. Like they went through the
Right.
motions.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
And they were bodybuilders too.
Well, they do. They look like
They were
bodybuilders.
released Friday without charges.
Well, that's good because they
Because they didn't do anything wrong, really, right?
no.
I mean, they didn't actually beat him up. They didn't make any claims of anything. They didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah, they got money. Yeah, he was gonna pay him.
Right.
Yeah.
They put on a show,
Well,
really. I mean, honestly.
Are you ready for what his attorney said?
Yeah, I'm ready for that.
He has now been victimized further by claims
Oh my God.
attributed to these alleged perpetrators that Jussie played a role in his own attack.
But
Nothing is
oh
further
my
from
God.
the truth, and anyone claiming otherwise is lying. One of these purported suspects was Jussie's personal trainer, who he hired to ready him physically for a music video.
Mhm.
It is impossible to believe that this person could have played a role in the crime against Jussie or would have falsely claimed Jussie's complicity.
Well,
Okay,
did he
my
have
question,
act black
I
or
have a
something?
question. Yeah. I have a question.
mhm.
if he had hired this guy and he was his personal trainer, don't you think he might would have recognized him when he attacked him?
Yeah, I know,
Like,
right?
Dude, it's me.
It's just insane, man. Just insane. I mean, no, his mistake is he should have got an attorney for himself and these two guys. Should have been like, okay, we'll be protected in case you do get caught. But he didn't think that far down. His mistake was he was thinking, okay, no one's going to catch us. There aren't cameras around. No one's going to catch us on doing things. But there were cameras around. They were seen on camera. And I guess he was expecting Chicago.
They don't have to worry about that. What he had to worry about was him rolling over on him.
Well, yeah, and that's the definite proof. See, that's the thing. When you get people to actually start talking and they start disclosing things, like, disclosing statements that damn you, right? It's hard to undo that. And I mean, unless they come out later on and say, "Oh, we were just lying. We're just joking." But they could lose if they say that, because if they say, "Oh, we're just joking," what, you actually did attack him? Like, no, it was all staged. So, you get what I'm saying? Like if they go out and they change your story, like what I'm saying is, if they go out and try to change your story to protect Jesse, to say like, "Oh yeah, we actually did attack him because we were homophobic and all this stuff," that'd be silly. Like, they wouldn't have anything to gain by that, Like, some people go.
How are they?
I was just saying, some people's attorneys, they can get to someone and make them break and change their story. You know what I'm saying? We've seen that before with in other situations. But I don't think that would ever happen in this case. This case is so simple. They weren't expecting it. Jesse wasn't expecting these guys to get caught. They came back.
Right. So they didn't have a story made up.
Yeah. And then
yeah.
They didn't think the whole thing through.
Yep. That's it.
Actors.
From the start of going to the hardware store they went to. I mean, yeah.
Pretty much.
The beaver.
But, I mean, maybe they thought about that one. I don't know. That's possible.
Getting out of bed, it sounds like they didn't think after that.
Nope. Nope. All right. What's the next one?
Yeah.
Bill Cosby is having an amazing time in prison.
Of course he is.
What?
Mm-hmm. And he still maintains that he didn't do anything wrong.
Has he started up his picture pages thing again while he's there? Or? I mean, it's possible. I don't
know. He's not eating bread or drinking coffee. Has been trying to stop drinking coffee
on his memoirs
for 55 years.
What? 55 years?
He's been trying to stop drinking it for 55 years.
Been trying.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to quit when you don't have access.
Exactly.
He won't let his wife or his children come see him there at the prison. And he's 81 years old, and he says, the 81-year-old actor remains defiant, claiming he is innocent of any wrongdoing.
Okay, so what? He's having a good time in prison. I mean,
a whole bunch of people said otherwise.
Yeah.
Like 12.
Yeah, when you get a number like that, it's hard to. When you get a number like that, it's pretty damning,
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look where you are, Bill.
Yep.
That's kind of an indication that you did.
Yeah.
As he drove,
he enjoys talking to the other inmates and encouraging them. What's he encouraging them to do?
Don't
roofing
each other?
No, wait a minute. No. Nobody gets to answer that.
Oh, okay.
Oh, darn it.
I think I already did. Damn it. I'm in the doghouse again. Damn it.
No.
Well, okay, let me ask you this, though.
Don't buy your own rope. That's what it's telling them.
Let's go.
Don't pay two jackasses that work for you.
You'll go to, what is it, the
Roll over.
the Trusty Beaver store? What was it called? What was the name of that store?
Yeah.
The Crafty Beaver.
Crafty
That's it.
Beaver. Crafty Beaver. Okay. All right. I got it now.
The Crafty Beaver hardware store.
Oh my God. That's classic. That's classic.
That is.
You
That is.
you should have heard me scream when I read that the first time. Oh my God. I laughed so hard I cried. I said, this cannot get any better.
You're gonna get. You're gonna get. They're gonna get troll customers. They're just gonna. People just go in here and be like, "This place actually exists."
I would go in there and buy a whole basket full of rope. I would. Just every kind of rope. How do you not do that?
Yeah, that's the kind of place you take selfies by and put on Facebook or something. I mean, that's just the kind of thing you do.
Yeah. You're like, look, I'm there. I started to say the crusty beaver. Shit. The crafty beaver.
That's actually better.
Oh.
I don't know. I don't know if these kids.
The demographic does trend older. Yeah.
Yeah, the Krusty Beaver. I think that might be a different establishment, Becky. I think that might be a different type of place.
That's the strip joint.
You think there might be, instead of ropes, there's poles?
Yeah. It may be. It may be.
Maybe some.
Well, speaking of beaver,
what do we got now?
the next news story. I'm so sick of hearing about these women. Kim, Chloe, and Kylie filed to trademark their kids' names.
Why not?
Why?
And how is that a possible thing?
They plan on using their children's names on various products, including a clothing line, toys, and skincare.
Of course they would do, because they're soulless.
Money hungry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do they think anybody? I'm sorry. I don't even know these people. I don't know anything about them.
You know what?
Why would I care about their children?
And it's insane, SK, because I agree with you. Like, why would anybody care? That's what I'm thinking now. Why would anybody care? And I bet you a lot of people listening would be like, why would anybody care? And it's like, okay, well, then there's those average people, I guess normies, I don't know what we would call them. But they're all into the stuff. They're all into it. I don't get it. I really don't understand.
Do you want to know the children's names?
No.
Can we say it?
Well,
yes. Are we get copyright striked on YouTube?
I can
say it. Let's risk it. Say it. I want to get that flag.
Saint is one of them.
Saint.
North.
Yeah, I'll name that North.
Saint.
Chicago West.
Shut up.
I've been there.
No. Yeah, me too. True Thompson.
Stop.
And Stormy Webster.
Stormy weather?
Webster.
Oh, Webster.
Like the dictionary.
Stop it. These are not names. These are like
These are like the kid from the show.
These are just like reject X-Men names.
Did they just
Yes, they
like, stick their finger randomly in a dictionary?
No, I think part of it came from
An image? I don't know.
Well, yeah. North
False
and
sense
Chicago
of-
West, I would assume those are probably flights.
Might be.
Oh, so they got knocked up on the plane?
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
Now these are Kanye's kids you're talking about, right?
It
Kim
doesn't say.
Kardashian?
It just says. I know that. I have heard that North and Chicago West are Kim Kardashians. Yes.
Right. Yeah. That's
Now I don't know who the other ones belong to. I just remember seeing the big to do when she named one of them North.
Yeah.
I was like, why couldn't you just name it Northwest?
Right.
Why isn't North's middle name True?
North True. True.
Or True North?
They're not thinking that far ahead. That's
Well, they should have named that one Northeast. They've got Chicago West. They should name the other one Northeast.
Wow.
I see that.
Jesus.
And there was one, and there was a third one you said. I
Can
don't
you
even remember.
imagine you're going to school and your first name being True
Yeah, true.
Oh wow. Yeah.
or Stormy?
Stormy.
I'm good.
Well, Stormy's not a completely unusual.
Stormy
Saint?
Webster.
I know people named Stormy.
I'm gonna name my child Saint and send him to Catholic school.
I mean, Stormy's like a stripper name, though. And when I think Stormy, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay. I don't think your
Or
dad.
a weather girl.
Yeah, it could be a weather girl.
That could work.
A weather girl that strips on the side. I can see that.
Or on the show.
Or on the show, even better. Yeah, you're really watching over there.
Oh.
Yeah.
So is that still a thing? There used to be a thing called Naked News.
I am not. Naked.
No, for serious.
We
Uh,
are
never
not
heard-
doing naked news.
if that was a thing, I would be watching that.
It used to be a
But
thing.
what
I
if, the
don't
weather,
know. 10,
what if it
15
was a
years
weather man and not a weather girl, Jesse?
Well, the weathermen are
Yes,
for
there was.
for the dudes who like dudes. For the dudes who love dudes, there's the weathermen. They're naked. For us dudes who like dicks.
Right.
Have
You
naked ladies.
could get into fake news there. I mean,
Yeah.
when it comes to chicks. So I mean,
I hate to tell you this, but if you did that, there would not be a man alive that would know what the weather was.
True.
Man, I don't know what you're saying about the weather, but I'm staring at those titties. Shit like that. Goddamn. You put like a tornado warning like right there on the bus. Like watch out, tornadoes. Oh, honey, you gotta watch out, tornadoes.
It's still a thing.
It's still a thing?
Nakednews.com.
Ah.
No way.
No, for real.
Are they?
Mm-mm.
I gotta check them out.
I am not Googling that.
No, it's a. Well, I'll put it in the comments.
Can we?
Well, I understand,
can we
but
go there on
you
YouTube?
have to understand that I have Googled some things that I was told to Google, and I don't do that no more.
I'm gonna check this
Well,
out right now.
Here, I put it in the comments.
All right, I'm gonna check it out right now,
In the chat.
live on the show. Can I put this?
It's been around a long time,
Naked news.
and why not?
Oh shit, I'm on there right now. Oh man, am I gonna get a virus from this place? Oh whoa. Oh,
Well-
she is naked. Okay.
No,
This-
I'm saying.
I could
I'm
not
saying
show
this
this.
has been around a long. This is not a. This is not a new thing. This has been around at least 10 years. I'm serious.
Okay, now I know where I'm gonna get my news. Now I know who I could trust. I mean, if they're gonna lie to you when they're wearing nothing at all, then it's heartless. Whew. Okay.
I can't
mean-
believe you guys never heard of this.
SK, you're like my.
Why?
You could be my dad, honestly. But
Oh my lord!
this is great information. I'm learning stuff today. I learned stuff. I learned that Kanye West has horrible names for his kids,
right.
and they're trying to trademark it. Why? I mean, that's I don't think you can even do that. You can't do that, right? You can't trademark a
I
name.
don't think
I'm sure you
so.
probably could.
Well, you
Could
can you can trademark. I mean, come on, everybody's familiar with all the trademark bullshit from the Felicia shit a year ago, right?
Yeah.
Remind. Oh yeah, that's right.
Cocygate.
Cocygate. Yeah. Yeah, I
Right.
remember
So-
that stuff.
Every independent author now is an expert on copyright law,
Yeah.
Yeah.
trademark.
So,
You should ask Nick Ricetta.
But
That would be
so
interesting.
you can use any words to trademark specific products.
I mean, they
so
could do
y-
that. I mean, they could create a trademark, and they could copyright that name for that, for that brand, for that product. But if someone just wanted
You can't copyright the name for the product. You can trademark it.
to trademark it,
Yeah.
Okay.
Difference. So you can trademark it, but you have to say which specific types of things you want to
okay.
trademark. You can't just say I own the word North
Yeah.
in every context.
right.
Sure you can.
You can try,
But
but it won't succeed.
no.
Right.
Technically, Santa Claus owns that, right?
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
And in fact, Santa Claus sued the makers of Viagra when they tried
Well.
to use the term North Pole.
Exactly. How about that?
No, that
No.
was wrong. That was wrong.
That was. Okay, now all this bullshit out of the way.
Bad SK.
All right, Edmund.
Yes.
So, how long have you been writing, man?
Oh, well, technically, if you go all the way back to my teenage years, it's been a long time. But that I actually have been writing to try to get something published. Probably last 3 years.
Last 3?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And what was your influence?
Oh wow. Actually, oh my gosh. I mean, I'm gonna say my grandmother was probably my biggest influence because she really, she was. I know, isn't that sweet? She,
It is.
Are you legally obligated, being from Kentucky, to say that?
Technically,
No.
yes, but no. You gotta understand, Kentucky. We are very family oriented here. Yes, you're right. But I would think Texas same way, right? Indiana, wherever you guys from.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta
Texas.
be nice to your mama. I mean,
Yeah,
in
right. You
Texas.
gotta be right.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, my grandma was a poet, and she kind of got me into it years ago. And I used to write poetry mostly, and I did a lot of art and things like that. But as far as like writing short stories, and now I've got a couple of novels in draft and things like that. That's only been the last 3 years or so. So it's like a lifelong thing I've always wanted to do, but one thing got in the way, another, and that kind of thing. But probably, I mean, as far as like author influences, I would probably go with like say Stephen King, of course, Clive Barker, things like that. I mean, I love Joe Hill. He's like one of my huge favorites. I probably like him more than his dad. But
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. I mean, who do you like better, King
I think
or Hill?
better. But I love Stephen King. Don't get me wrong; it's great, wonderful, and I don't want to offend any Stephen King readers out there. But Joe Hill, I have a feeling Joe Hill's a little bit better. I'm sorry, he is so good. He's just awesome. His stuff
He really is good.
Oh my gosh, Nosferatu! I mean, man, I can't even get over that book. I've read it so many times.
I saw somewhere that AMC is going to make that into a series.
Yes, they are. Actually, I think it's next. No, it's April. April's when that comes out.
April's a good month.
This April. Wow.
Much coming out.
Okay.
Game of Thrones, everything. I mean, man.
Hey, can I interrupt for 1 second, and then we can get back on track with that?
Sure.
No.
Would you be willing to share some images of your art with us that we can put up on the stream?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I mean, on my webpage, there's a couple of different things on there.
Well, send them in the Skype conversation in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I do that?
Yeah.
Where do I do that at?
Do they have any penises on them?
A couple, but I can. Do you want those?
Well,
I'm just messing.
Jesse likes penises. I don't know.
No penises.
The last guest, he sent some artwork that has some penises, and I was like, oh, whoa, I can't show this on Twitch.
Now I can't say I don't write about a few of those, but no, that's a whole different
He's
thing.
drawing Taylor Swift with the penis, and I don't know what that means, but I don't think it's good.
Jesse definitely wants to see that. He likes Taylor Swift.
Hey,
yeah,
Taylor's got a whole thing going on there.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can figure this out. Here we go. Let's see.
Check this out.
Yeah, I'm not the best at this. This is kind of new to me, so I'm trying to figure it all out.
All right,
you can send them to me on Messenger if you want.
Yeah, just send it to either Becky or put in Skype. You just send me the website. I'll take a look at it. Take a look at it live right now.
I could do that. I have to pull up my camera roll. Hang on one second.
That's all right. That's right. While you do that,
it's on there.
Let's get some other questions. I mean, you can multitask, right? All right. I think you can.
Yeah, sure. I can. I think I can.
All right. So, let's see. All right. What was your first story that you got published?
My first story published would have been shoot. Hush My Little Baby.
Hush My
Actually,
Little
it was
Baby.
called Hush at that time, but it was a I published it. That's the one I published through Fantasia Divinity, and
Fantasia
that
Divinity.
was my very first actually published story. And it ran pretty long. It was like about a 10,000 word story. But that was the
Wow.
one that it's actually, like I said, I changed it to Hush My Little Baby. We were talking about copyright issues earlier, so that's why I did that. It was
Oh.
originally, huh?
Oh, because the movie Hush, right? Is that why? Or?
That, and also there was a lullaby story book on Amazon called Hush Little Baby, which is what I was originally going to call it. So I changed it to Hush My Little Baby, just in case I didn't mess with any copyrights or anything.
Yeah.
So I did there.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I didn't know for sure, because you just never know,
A 10,000 word story. I mean,
Yeah.
Okay, how long did it take you to write this?
Probably. Oh gosh, I don't know. Probably the rough draft was only. It was quick. It was probably rough draft probably took me about a couple weeks, maybe, if that.
Wait, back up. A couple weeks, 2 weeks, 2 weeks and 10,000 words. I might be the slowest motherfucker to be writing, but that's kind of a lot, right, Becky? SK, am I wrong
Yes.
there? 10,000 words in 2 weeks.
Oh,
That's-
it's not like he was writing every waking moment.
Yeah.
I do write every waking moment most of the time.
Well, there
Come
you go.
on, God, I'm trying to stick up for you. You're not. Look, you're not going to be co-counsel in your defense. Okay.
So, what is this story about?
Well, it's actually, I got the idea from my daughter, who was in college at the time.
Okay.
Just started college, new apartment, knew all that stuff. And I went to the actual place and I looked at it and I saw it in his creepy old house and everything. It's really cool. And then I thought to myself, I said, what if my daughter was here and she woke up in the middle of the night and there was a ghost there? And then all this crazy stuff started happening. So I took it from there. And the next thing you know, I started adding in things about, which I didn't, obviously my daughter hasn't been pregnant or anything, so let's put it that way. But that's what I added into it. So all of a sudden now we have this girl who's in a house all by herself. Ghosts are floating around. Ghosts that are holding babies and saying and singing nursery rhymes and things. This girl finds out she's pregnant from a
ghost.
No, not the ghost. The girl that's in the apartment, the one that's seeing.
Yeah. So I think SK was asking, did the girl in the apartment, did she get impregnated by a ghost?
No, it's nothing that crazy.
I was thinking it was kind of Rosemary's Baby kind of thing.
Yeah, no, that would be cool. But no, she was more impregnated by her ex-boyfriend. So.
Oh, okay. But he was not a ghost.
No, it wasn't a ghost.
Okay.
Until her dad found out.
Right, exactly.
so he became a ghost afterwards.
Yeah.
Then it got bad. But no, but that's what that one's about. Now, hang on, I got one picture loaded. I'm going to find another one on here. But anyway, she finds out that, and then the like I said, the ghost is she thinks a vengeful ghost, but then she finds out other things happen in the apartment, and she was actually drawn there by the lady who's actually the landlord, and she has devious reasons for that.
Ah, okay.
Landlords do that.
They do that, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Your typical landlord kind of deal.
It happens all the time. The landlords draw you in for their, satanic sacrifices. You're like, man,
Exactly.
again?
God, I'm so tired of that.
Yeah, you're trying to kill me yet again for the satanic globalist Illuminatis, for the intergalactic psychic vampires or whatever Alex Jones says, Okay, so these ghosts are wandering around. They have babies. Are they like ghost babies?
Where do
are.
the ghost babies come from? Well,
Mommy and Daddy
when a
ghost?
mommy ghost and a
There is
daddy
a ghost
ghost really
baby.
love each
There's a
other.
ghost baby, yes. But no. The ghost baby goes back a little farther. The ghost baby comes from the children that were actually killed in the apartment.
Ah, okay.
But the apartment was actually not. It's an apartment now, but it actually originally was a kind of like an illegal abortion clinic, adoption agency kind of thing.
See, I was gonna go with that. I was like, well, there's another place where you can get ghosts, a baby ghost. It's just right there. It's right there.
Is this
Okay.
one of your drawings
Yes.
in
Yes,
our?
this is one of them.
Holy crap!
And
That's
rough.
wicked.
It's not
Okay.
finished.
Me, you mind if I put this up on the screen? Let me
I don't care. Go ahead.
hear this. Okay.
Wow.
All right. This looks pretty cool.
Now,
Is this related to the story we're talking about? Because it looks like it could be.
no,
Okay.
this actually is to a rough draft I have called Tent Revival.
Tent
Oh.
revival.
Tent.
Oh, cool.
Hey, I'm from Kentucky. Come on.
Yes, you are.
And
Hallelujah.
yeah, exactly. Hallelujah. But I also have.
We are. He and I are in the Bible Belt.
We are.
Yep.
A good place to be when you want to write some really cool, crazy stories. Let me tell you.
Yes, sir. A lot of
Yeah.
research material.
Very good stuff.
Alright.
Actually, now you're talking about Tent Revival, which I'm going to load up the picture from that in just a minute. That's one of them. There's another one. But anyway, Tent Revival now was a story that I wrote, but it's just what it says, Tent Revival. But it's also about like snake handling kind of preachers and all that stuff is all intertwined.
Mhm.
But there's basically an ancient evil that's buried in a coal mine in Kentucky.
Okay.
And it comes out, and when it comes out, they find out that this whole family that's connected to this, the family and the friends and all, are connected to allowing this evil to come out. The evil has been suppressed by a corporation called the Pendleton Corporation. They own the mine, they own everything. And they actually have, they're connected to them because they wanted the power of this evil entity named Rebecca. No offense to you, Vicky. Anyway, sorry about that. But
I love it.
that's her name, Rebecca. But anyway, she's an evil entity that's been around for eons, and she has been laying in this mine forever. And the Pendleton Company has covered her up and not letting anybody know about her. But they've been usurping the power that she gives them to build their corporation.
Mhm.
So, but
And
she-
I cannot believe through all that SK did not say anything.
I'm just waiting.
I was waiting for it.
Oh no.
Go now.
I mean, who hasn't been through this anyway? I mean,
Yeah. All right.
I thought all the coal mines had, evil spirits in them.
Well, of course they do. Why wouldn't they?
Well, yeah.
Now here's one I'm going to load that is actually a picture of my son that I drew, but I'll load that one. No, I think it's kind of cool. It's
Okay.
got like it's kind of like the dark evil child, but he's not like that. But anyway, it's still that way. The way I drew him.
I mean, how old
So
is
it's
your
got-
son? So, because it might come later on. I mean, how old is he?
Oh, he's 18 now.
Oh,
This was done when he was much younger.
okay. All right. So I guess you got lucky. You got lucky, dude.
It's amazing to think that we're old enough to have 18-year-olds.
I know.
I'm not saying how old my kids are.
You know, yeah.
Hey, wait a minute. That's my youngest one. Just
Oh,
saying.
All right. That's cool. That's cool.
You like that?
Yeah. Let me change the image too. One moment. And you drew that?
Let me
You
see.
drew that picture
Yeah, I
of
did
your
that.
son? Wow.
Yeah, that's with charcoal.
Oh, wow.
It's really good.
I like it.
I can't draw anything that's supposed to look like a real thing.
I mean,
I just do abstract stuff.
That's cool. Nothing wrong with abstract.
well,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, that was
That's
really detailed.
amazing.
I like
It's
that.
really good. It's really good. The
Uh-huh.
hair is fantastic, by the way, which is really hard to do.
That is amazing.
Hair is hard to do. I agree. It took me years to figure out how to do
Charcoal.
hair just right. But that's charcoal. And I'm working on another one for my book.
Mm.
Anyway, but I try to do like draw my own book covers and stuff.
Mhm.
Which Becky, you do
Yeah,
draw
when I
the
first,
same thing, don't you?
kind of. I do more digital than I do anything.
Yeah. Well, that's something I'm trying to get into. So I mean,
I'll be glad to help any way I can.
that'd be great.
Yeah,
But,
Becky's pretty good at that. Becky's real good at that.
Yeah, I've seen some of her work. It's really, really good. She's good at it.
Thank you.
She,
I enjoy it.
I mean, she's.
It's therapy for me. I mean, when I do
It
my
is
writing, I write and I write and I write and I write and I just get to the point to where it's just all the words are starting to go together. I just have to stop. And when I do, that's when I pull out my art pad and I start working on that.
Wow.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. I edit until I go cross-eyed, and then I'm like, okay, it's time for something else. And
Yep.
and usually, I make a cover or a picture or an ad or something. Yeah, I enjoy it. It's
Yeah, that makes sense.
tension release. Or I write poetry.
I do that too.
Yeah, well, I couldn't say the other word because SK loves it.
Oh, come on now. Come on. It's not that.
Tell us what it is.
Well, where does that, Becky?
Poem.
Poem.
Poem? No, I don't know if someone who can't pronounce roll. I don't
Say,
know.
row your boat.
roll your boat. Yeah.
Row.
A row. I can't. Oh, man. Okay.
Wow.
Here it is. Okay, I'm pulling this one up. One more.
Yeah, SK's
Here
like,
it goes.
man, I didn't realize I'm streaming with a bunch of people who haven't, I don't know, a basic understanding of English. What's going on here? Can you pronounce words right?
Hey, Jesse.
Yeah.
When is our next broadcast of Freak Show? Saturday
I'll try to make it a Sunday affair.
or Sunday? How about Sunday? Just Sunday?
Why?
Because I got the guest you wanted.
Will Bernardardardara? I'm horrible with names.
Mhm.
I wasn't trying to be offensive.
Yes.
I know
Yes.
and I'll tell him I took 3 years of Spanish and I can't say much of anything because I'm that much of a gringo. I just can't get through my white skull. Oh, sorry, my white. It just can't get through me. Can't get through me, guys. But I like
Sunday.
cervezas. They're delicious. Yeah. Sunday. Sunday's good. Sunday's great. It's freak show. Maybe he'll come and maybe he'll be redeemed. Maybe he won't. I don't know.
No, he
We'll
won't.
see.
He won't. That was the same thing I said. That was
one more up there, but that's it. I'm not going to put any more after that.
that was the same thing I said about Nicholas Passion. I was like, maybe he can be redeemed. I was like,
Yeah, you did.
That's the guy
Oh,
we're earlier.
wow. I really like that.
You like that?
Yes, I do.
Thank you.
I don't think that's a real face.
Well.
Ooh, I do. I think it's a real face with this and this.
That's super
That
cool.
is wicked.
The one I have right now is the Tent Revival. The other one.
Yeah.
Put that.
That's the last one. Yeah, that's it. That hopefully will work into a book cover someday. We'll see.
That looks like a book cover. I mean, it could be.
I think it could be. I think it needs a little work. I mean, it needs to be lined up a little bit. It's a little out of line.
Could be a shirt. Like you could put that on
Now talking.
Oh yeah, T-shirt.
It would be a cool T-shirt, wouldn't it?
like a biker vest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tent Revival MC.
Yeah. Yeah, dude, you make that into a tat. You do tattoos?
For a patch.
I don't have any tattoos on my body at this moment, but I mean that doesn't mean I wouldn't do one. I don't know, maybe.
What? I have some.
Are you selling them?
Oh. Well, I mean, you can have them when I die. And you can make a lamp or a book cover.
Yeah.
I mean, No, I'll pass. I'll pass on that one. That's a
Did
hard.
you not see the thing not long ago about they were taking tattoos and preserving
Yeah,
them somehow
I saw
and
that, and I'm just like,
for
ugh.
your relatives?
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
ew.
no,
What?
no, no,
Yeah.
not at all.
How come nobody has? How come nobody has done a evil tattoo lampshade story yet?
You too.
How do you know they haven't?
That's not a bad
I
idea.
haven't read one.
I'm assuming. I see. I throw it out there that say nobody's done it, and then if somebody can think of it, then they'll say, "Oh no, that's been done."
Mhm.
Otherwise,
I actually I do have a story in my book called Pound of Flesh, and it was the one that was in Gehenna and Hinnom.
Mhm.
And it's about a tattoo that is actually a tattoo artist who brings in this girl, and she's the perfect canvas, and he's looking for the perfect canvas. Well, he finds her, and he prints tattoos of like things from the Necromonicon and all kinds of different ancient texts and just pictures and symbols. Well, anyway, one night he gets up and he wakes up and she's there, and the tattoo comes to life and sucks her into the netherworld. Just rips her leg off and sucks her into the netherworld.
Whoa,
Oh wow.
that's pretty
There's
wicked.
one. But I got the idea from that from a girl I know. She told me she did a tattoo on her leg of different horror icons and things like Chucky and stuff like that. And when I talked to her about it, I said, "Wait a minute!" I said, "That is the coolest thing in the world." I said, "What if the tattoo came to life?" And then there it went from there.
Man,
what if a guy having sex with her started reading them and summoned demons?
Well, hey, that's kind of what happens because this guy has sex with her too. I mean, it's a sexual thing. It's pretty cool. But they have sex and stuff.
that sounds
call
like
it-
that sounds like the next. I mean, if you wanted to make another Evil Dead, that's how you could probably do
There
that.
you go.
Because it was always accidental, right? Like it didn't mean to summon it. It was just it just
Right.
happened. You know.
That's right.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whoops.
Good idea.
Kind of like Hellraiser. I didn't mean
Yeah, I
to,
didn't mean
trace the circles and stuff with my finger.
Yeah. Didn't mean to.
Whoops.
You want Frank?
Yeah.
I know. Now this collection of short stories. See, I want to dig into that a little bit. So, how many short stories does it have?
It has 5 short stories and 5 poems.
5 short stories, 5 poems. Okay.
Mhm.
Which one?
Would you read one of your poems for us?
Oh, definitely.
Oh,
Want to?
Just keeps
do that.
giggling.
sure. I
Okay.
sure could.
You got one on hand that you want to read?
Oh, let me just a moment.
Okay.
And I will pull it up.
Ooh.
Let's see.
I should have asked you that beforehand. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's cool. It's no problem. It's no problem. Now, you
But
want
I
one
do-
from the book, correct?
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Or yeah. Really
I'll
doesn't
get
matter.
one.
From the book.
That's better.
You're plugging the book. So
Yeah, exactly.
Read from the book.
Right. I'm plugging the book. Let's open one from the book.
Mhm. Makes sense.
It does. It really does. It's down here. Hang on. I go back a little bit for that one because it's been a while. Okay, let's see.
And you also have stories in body horror, you said, and the horror zine. See Through My Eyes. What is that? What is See Through My Eyes? Is that a novel? Is that
Yeah, it was a collection. It was
Collection.
an anthology.
Okay.
I just it was one that I put in there, and it's got several different authors in it.
okay?
Like I said, all those were most of the ones that I put them in. There were a couple of them that were like free online zines, but majority of them were like places they gave me money, and I gave them the story, and I wrote a contract and all that stuff. I did all that fun stuff. So, actually, I had a story on your all's meat grinder one time.
Ooh. Wait.
This. Do what?
Wait, hold on. Okay,
Okay.
I am pretty bad with names. I might not. Edmund Stone. Okay, that's it. Okay, there you go. I didn't even realize that. Wait, but it wasn't one of the top placements. Wait, was it?
No.
No.
It actually came in a close second to the other guy. There was one from India. And I remember, yeah, and I thought, well, I might not have a chance. I don't know. But anyway, I got a lot of likes on mine.
Was that one the Indian one about some magical dick pic?
I think that's the one. That's the one.
Yeah, I remember that contest, and I remember that one because I had to ask her, like, how in the world did you get these many views and likes and all this? Because it doesn't make any sense. Because you don't really have the influence, you don't have the social status that would explain this. So I even did a short podcast about it, like just reaction to kind of explain that it looks. I even told her too. It looked fishy. It looked. I couldn't 100% prove it, but it looked weird. But I still talk to that person and still kind of because I'm trying to figure out, like, okay, is this real or is it fake? And so far it seems to be real because she helped me with the stream me a little bit, and she didn't spike the views. It's like like two people, so it could have been
to the show.
Yeah, right.
But no, I mean, I thought it was great. I mean, I'm not dogging her. I mean, I think it's great. It's great to get a lot of people. I mean, I try to build up as many people as I can on my Facebook. I talk to all kinds of people.
And honestly, I said, I know
too. That's why we got SK.
I know we're waiting on the we're waiting on the poem, but in that meat grinder contest, anyone with like a just on any sort of app, any sort of cell phone or whatever, could easily just keep on just clicking on their link, clicking on their story over and over and over and over again, and I wouldn't really be able to trace that. So that was the thing. I was like, man, I can't trace that stuff. Okay,
I just don't know. I got the poem ready if we're ready.
All right. Let's
go. Ready.
Did you hear what I just said? Did you hear what I just said? I said
yes,
poem.
I did.
I said poem.
Home.
You heard that, didn't you?
P-O-M-E.
Yes, I did.
P-O-M-E.
You know what? We all have those words. We're gonna find yours, SK. We're gonna find the one word you can't pronounce, SK.
Nope.
You get it.
I was raised on stage. I can say anything.
Oh, that's something.
Challenge accepted, man. I'm gonna find one. All right.
All right. This is called Among the Cypress Trees.
Okay.
Ready for it? Okay.
Ready.
Along this dark and craggy path of dirt and stone strewn among the cypress, where my days of wandering upon this good earth had taken me, there I met a spry young child whose acquaintance I partook. He gave me the sense of inquisition by the curiosity of a look. Play with me, he said, as innocent as a child should. Yes, I will, and play we did among the deep dark cypress. A game of tag followed the leader, and lastly hide and seek, till fog and darkness obscured all vision, and I could not find the sprite. Where have you gone? I cried out into the walls of twisted cypress. I heard laughing nearby, loud then fading, fleeting away in the night. The boy was playing, that was all, and I the willing tempter. I thought to frolic in darkness and fog may not be wise. I worried for the sprite. Then up ahead at the top of the path the child was in sight. He waved me on, and I ran to the spot as he danced in merriment. He was glad I found him, for then the game could go on, but I feared he would never tire. I, for one, was ready to move on and find my way from thick and shadowy forest. Then I saw something odd, the child, an apparition to my eyes. A wispy fog was the figure before me, fading from this world into the next, an incorporeal being, a ghost of a thing that played among the cypress trees. I started to turn, to run in fear and loathing, but saw nothing that could harm me. Would that be the case, my doom would have been sealed when first I encountered this wispy sprite among the cypress trees. The child turned back toward the path and bade me to follow. Deeper into the woods and glades, there where thick the cypress grew. I followed unaware of any trouble this young Eidolon, who I did not know or have any qualms about his true nature. Then up ahead, a clearing at the end of the path led to a structure. A house stood idle and abandoned, with trees laying across the top of the porch. It was as if the forest claimed it as its own and dared one to take it, a dark and foreboding vestige on this frontier of wooded cypress. I halted in mid-stride, another step I would not take. Why have you stopped? The boy said. I'm afraid of what is to come in that house in the path before me. Do not be afraid. I won't let my kin have you, he said. What do you mean by your kin? I said with shaky voice. My kin are the ones that haunt these woods and give me free rein, he said. They have been here all along, hiding among the cypress. They followed us to this place, but you need not fear them. Sure enough, I saw figures start to appear, peeking around the massive trunks and roots among the myriad of cypress trees. They were numbered plenty, and my fear was renewed. How was the sprite to help me or keep them at bay? I had given to the fact that my fate was sealed as the kin surrounded me. What are we to do? I said to the boy. I said you have nothing to fear from the kin. They will not attack what is mine. What is yours? I don't understand. You will, he said, and smiled at me. His teeth were too large for his head and protruded out of his mouth. Saliva dripped from the tip of large fangs, and I understood what he meant. His kin would not bother me because he'd laid claim to the prey he'd lured. Perhaps he was more demon than ghost, this I'll never know, for now I walk among the kin and follow his moves, for we are all just curious bystanders, victims of a fate we did not choose, forever doomed to walk the path among the cypress trees. There you go.
Oh, wow.
Hey, nicely done.
Yeah, that's good.
I love it.
I like that.
Thanks.
Man. So stay away from the cypress trees, guys. That's
Yeah,
what,
good.
Yeah,
So-
they're mean.
I've never been to Kentucky. Do you have cypress there? Because it's a serious question. Because I always associate it with the Everglades and stuff.
Right, and that's where I got the idea from, because I've been to Florida and places like that. But no, we do not have cypress trees here that I know of.
so you are
think
safe.
so.
You don't have to worry about
Right,
sprites and
I don't have
stuff.
to worry about them in Kentucky.
Yeah,
Now we have other things we have.
I prefer 7-Up anyway.
yeah.
Egg.
Where's the 7-Up kid? You know, they're not
Oh,
that
my
bad.
God.
They're not going to take your soul.
Dorks.
No, but it was a good poem. I enjoyed that.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I like that.
Thank you so much.
That was good.
Really got the imagery. It was really, wrapped in it.
You gotta listen to what's being said and what's not being said.
Hey.
He said the kin wouldn't hurt him.
Yep.
He didn't say nobody would.
That's right. Well, Kentucky and kin go quite together, if you understand.
Yeah.
The kin here could mean a lot of things, especially if you're out in the middle of nowhere. So, yeah, I mean, hey, it's kind of like West Virginia. They kind of have the same kind of thing.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's right. You gotta listen to everything and what's not being said is very important. Very important.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, what was the influence behind that poem?
Oh, well, actually, like I said, the cypress trees came from my trip to Florida.
Okay.
I was in Florida a while back, and that was kind of the inspiration for that part of it. But I think the kin and all that probably comes from from Kentucky. I mean, I think about the backwoods and things along that lines, and I think I just put the cypress trees in with that and kind of mixed it all together.
Gotcha. So you didn't have to deal with any like demon kids or anything.
Well, he had fangs, so
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
you can
All right.
take that.
Some of them kids up the holler, though.
And kids up a holler can be pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
They don't wash real good. You just never know, right?
All right. Now,
we have a region here in Washington State, up in the mountains, that was largely populated by people from Kentucky and West Virginia who were on the run from the feds for moonshining.
Aha.
Mm-hmm.
Copperhead Road. Now we're talking.
And they just brought their business here.
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Yeah.
I see that.
Jesse's ready for moonshine now.
Yeah, I want some moonshine.
I had an uncle who was a moonshiner. Well, he was a bootlegger. I mean, he bootlegged moonshine. He bootlegged everything. He would sell beer on Sundays and odd hours and stuff. People knew how to get up to his hollow, and they went out there and got it.
Yep.
Good. You gotta keep it going, man. You gotta.
Yeah, you do.
Oh,
You do. They still won't sell on Sundays around here.
that's bad.
They
I
They
can't
only
stand those
started
laws.
doing that recently here.
Oh, really?
They only started it
Mhm.
recently. Wait. You mean where you
Really?
live? They
They've
only.
always done it in Kentucky.
No, man. See, they only started it recently. What? That's crazy to me. That's crazy.
They only
Yeah.
started recently selling on Sunday, but
Oh,
before
okay. I
not
thought you meant
not long
not
before
selling.
that. No, wait a minute. I'm not. They only started recently. Where I went, the town where I went to high school,
Mhm.
selling alcohol. Period. Like within the last 10 years,
Mm.
it was dry
Wow.
before then.
Oh.
In Alabama, they have drive-up margarita shacks. I'm not even
That's
kidding.
Oh, they
That's
have that.
cool.
Really?
Yeah. They
You
have,
get it in like a shake, milkshake container.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
they have an open container law, so they get around that by putting a piece of tape over the straw hole on the cap, and that makes it
Okay.
not an open container somehow.
They even have that in Louisiana as well. Daiquiri huts.
Is that
Daiquiri huts?
daiquiris?
Wow.
Maybe that's what it is. Daiquiris,
Yeah.
not margaritas.
Yeah. Well, you can get anything though. They're daiquiri huts, but you go there, you get margaritas, you can get pina coladas, you can get whatever you want. And
Well, I
it's
knew in Florida that you could drive through, like it was a drive-through beer cooler.
are you
I
serious?
kid you not. It was like a car wash. You pulled in one end,
My
they
wife
come up
would
to
like
your
that.
car and say, "What can I get you?" And you'd say, "A case of
Drunk.
Budweiser in bottles." And you have no shit. A case of Budweiser in bottles, and and they'd say, "Okay, pull forward and pay." You pull forward and pay, and they'd have your liquor.
Wow.
Great. That's awesome.
And then you drive right out the other side, and there you go. Never had to get out of the car.
I mean, that sounds like a no-brainer, like business to just open.
Right.
Like a drive-through beer stop. Are you kidding me? That would do well anywhere.
Right?
Now we're talking like they just pour you a glass of beer and hand it to you. That's what you're talking about, right?
Well, I mean,
Not like a carry-out.
No, this was like a carry-out.
Oh, okay. Now they have those. Yeah, I had to go across the river, but you can get them up here.
Yeah.
Ohio.
All right, so let's talk a little bit more about writing. Sorry for the derail.
It's all right. It's all right. I'm thinking. I have beer. I'm beer on the
Jesse's
brain.
getting business ideas and thinking
Yeah.
about
Yeah, I know.
beer.
Okay. We'll go back to business. Go back to business.
So I have a question. So talk about how you've been writing since you were a teenager.
Yeah, pretty much.
So talk about how you made the transition to, if I can use the word, being serious about wanting to be a published writer. Let me use that term.
Right. Oh gosh, I don't know. I mean, I've always wanted to be a published writer. I mean, don't get me wrong, from years past. But I think it was more of I'm kind of like one of those kind of guys that's like life got in the way kind of deal for a while, and then I decided to. I've always written things, but never really got serious with it. I don't really know what made me do that, but I think it was just kind of a bunch of things. I just kind of got to the point where I talked to my wife about it, and she was like, I always talked to her about it, and she's like, well, when are you going to do it? And I said, I don't know. And she just kept pushing me, and I finally just said, okay, I'm going to do it. And then there you go. And that's pretty much it. I mean, really, I can't really even explain it anymore.
So do you write full time?
No. God, I wish. No, I have my full-time job. My day job is I'm an occupational therapy assistant.
Oh wow. Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's what I do during the day, and then pretty much every waking hour except for that. Well, except for where I go work out. Other than that, every waking hour is pretty much writing.
Every waking hour. Okay.
Pretty much writing or art or something.
That explains the 10,000 word count in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's really not that much. I mean, I just did a first rewrite of a 30,000 word novella within a week's span, and now I'm gonna the next week. This week,
Were you cross-eyed?
Huh? Was I
Were you
cross-eyed? Oh,
cross-eyed?
absolutely.
I think so.
I mean, everybody's like, when are you going to come out of your office? I said, soon.
When I have to pee, get away.
Right.
So
Got it.
Yeah, right.
So as someone who's like a slow writer, when I'm hearing this, so I'm like, okay, wait. So are you writing as the ideas flow through your brain? Or are you just like
I do that a lot.
Okay, so you're writing the first thing that comes to your mind,
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I just wrote a draft to a novel back in November, and I wrote probably close to 40,000 words on that within a month, and I mean it was just as it was coming to me, and just boom, 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 right out as fast as I could write it.
Gotcha.
And then after I put that back, and then I worked on my short story collection, got that all out, and now I'm working on my novella.
Okay.
Writing it.
Now, do you ever have to like stop and contemplate a certain scene or the way dialogue is going to go, or this and that or the other, like a character's motivations, and do some.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like my novella I'm working on right now, I do that. I mean, I'll like read it and I'll see where where I did the rough draft, and I'll look at it and I'll say, yeah, I don't like that. So I went back and like the whole beginning, I really want the first couple of chapters to just jump off the page, grab you, pull you down, and really get you into the story.
Gotcha.
And so after I write, I mean, it just makes sense. So when I started writing it, I started looking at it and I started saying, no, that ain't going to work. So the very first thing I did was I put blood on the walls, blood on everything. Boom. Then you can take it from there.
Okay. Well, I think what I'm hearing though, the thing that really helps is that you're focused while you have a day job and you do work out and you have a wife and all that. But it sounds like you don't have other distractions. Like, I don't know how much time you spend on, I guess, like watching TV or, this, that, and the
very
other.
little.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't have cable. I have Netflix, that kind of thing. And I only watch, the only time I ever watch TV is like if I binge something, and that's like, I might take a break, binge it for a couple hours, and then I'm right back at writing again. So I spend most of my time in this office writing.
That explains it. And that's so. And I don't know about you guys.
How does your wife feel about that?
How's my wife feel about that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why'd you ask?
Please get her on.
She doesn't mind it. Now she's a workaholic too.
Is that a good thing?
She's a technical writer.
Okay.
She has a doctorate in occupational therapy and master's doctorate, all that stuff. So she writes a lot too. So she can't really complain. But her stuff is more, like I said, more technical. She's trying to get like articles in American Journal of Occupational Therapy, things like that,
Oh wow. Okay.
Cool.
And I mean, she's got like national certifications, you name it. She's got all that stuff. So,
Wow.
but her writing is actually doing something to help mankind. My writing is just about crazy shit. So.
Well, and that can help
now,
mankind.
hold
in a
on,
way.
hold on.
Okay.
Hold the fuck up.
Okay.
Because I hear this quite frequently, and actually mostly from writers who completely minimize the value of entertainment in society.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not, and I don't think that's fair at all. It's easy. I understand the inclination to go, oh, well, doctors, they save lives. I just, make people laugh. But that's, it's, I think it was in Dead Poet Society, which was, a really,
I love that movie.
yeah, where he says, poetry is what we live. This is why we live. It's what we live for.
Yeah.
Without entertainment, we would live really awful, drab lives.
Yeah,
and
that's
suicide
what
rates
my
would
wife
be
says.
really high.
That's the way my wife says. She says about my writing. She tells me the opposite. I tell her that, and then she tells me, no, what you're doing is entertainment. It helps people.
It really does. And
Well,
go ahead, Becky. You can have a turn.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you, SK.
Well, I would like to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, we're
You've
not
been
much
quite
of
a long time.
Yeah, we're not a bunch of mansplainers
it's-
here. Come on.
Yeah, you are. Shut up. It's like when I first started out in this business and in this community, I was a reader. Nobody knew I wrote poetry. Nobody knew I wanted to write or whatever. I was a reader and a reviewer, and I started blogging. And somebody asked me at one point in time, I think it was Matt Shaw, he said, "You read all the time. Why do you read?" And I said, "Because it's an escape from my everyday life. It's, it's amazing to me the worlds and places and things and people and all the stuff that I get to do, and by reading these books that I never, ever, ever would have been able to do if it wasn't for you all and what you do."
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it really
And
for a lot of people.
Go
ahead.
The value of that is just, it's priceless. I can have a horrible day and pick up, a Ray Garton's book and read it and be lost and have forgotten everything that I've gone through, all day long, and totally have a wonderful evening and my day's better. I mean, you don't understand the value of that to people that love to read.
The term escapism is thrown about as an insult, but Jesus, a lot of people in this world live really shitty lives, and God damn it, they need to escape.
I do.
Yeah, in a way, that could be said about all of us, really. Yeah.
Not me.
Well. Well.
You are so full of horseshit.
There went that beautiful moment.
I mean, he has plenty of time to be on a podcast. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every night. Oh man, I know it can be
Thursday.
And Thursday.
Thursdays. Oh man, it's grueling. It's grueling, and that's why we ask how you.
It's tough keeping up with the dating schedule with all of that, but I manage.
You do.
What's dating?
Yeah, what the fuck is that like nowadays?
What did he say?
He said
when you
dating.
Dating.
The expiration.
What the heck is that? Yeah, what the hell is that all about?
I have no clue.
It's where you go pay for some woman's coffee.
Oh.
Yeah, that.
Oh, well, no wonder I don't date them.
Mm.
Yeah. I bring my wife coffee every morning. I mean, that's the best I can do. But
There you go.
hey, it worked.
Well,
That's
I
a better
I
date
don't
than
drink
most I've been
coffee,
on.
and I don't want to date a woman.
Oh, okay. Well, I can understand.
Yeah, modern dating is you meet up at a coffee shop or at a restaurant bar, and you spend an hour talking to a woman who says, "Yeah, I'd like to see you again," and then you never hear from her.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh,
That's how
man.
that works.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
I'm not in
it's
that.
easier and cheaper to just not.
Just,
Yeah.
now,
just
now that
avoid
sounds
all
like
that.
a coworker of mine. He says the same thing. Just
Yeah,
he says the same thing. He says it's really just cheaper not to. Don't worry about
it really is.
Mm.
There are some nice ones still.
it.
Nice ones, what?
With nice dates, nice men. Oh well, I don't know.
Women.
A nice women.
Oh, I you know what? And I'm not saying that these are not nice women, because I thought, by and large, the ones that I dated, I by and large found them to be interesting women that I would have liked to have gotten to know better. They didn't like me, so fuck them. No.
Oh,
Well, tell us how you really feel.
yeah.
No, I mean
No.
everybody's after something different, and it's just a matter of finding someone where you match up.
Mm,
And
that's-
we are completely diverted again.
oh,
Yeah, and I didn't do it.
but
I did,
that's what
again.
happens. That's what happens on the
Right.
show, and it happens. That's what's going to happen on the live show where we talk about just about anything and everything. That's one of the comments I
SK's
received.
fault.
That's one comment I've received was like, you guys do get off topic, but it's done in an endearing way, so it's entertaining. It's great. Anyway,
We're endearing.
we can be, from what I hear. From what I hear.
Oh, God.
I think they're talking about
Oh,
But what Becky was saying is right. I mean, same with SK. There is a value in entertainment. It's people are frown upon it, whatever. Especially if it's entertainment they don't like. Like, oh, all those kids that play video games all day. Video games or this, that, what other. But
you'll never make a living playing video games,
and now people are. Now
Yeah,
people are.
right?
Yes.
You don't understand. I don't understand it still, but people are.
Yeah.
There's a school close to me. Well, I go to school there. I take classes there. But anyway, Shawnee State University in Ohio, and it is like in the top 10 gaming whatever arts thing in the whole university.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like up there.
it's crazy.
They do all that stuff. And there's kids in there that'll talk to you, and they'll talk to you about all this crazy stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. But I go along with it. I mean, it's cool. They're doing something that they're going to make money at someday. So
Yeah.
it's great.
That's
Why
true.
not?
That's true.
Awesome.
Now I want to ask you a few, definitely some questions related to writing. Right now, I'm going to shift the gears a little bit. So,
Okay.
writing as long as you have, okay, and your experience of publishing. Now, have you self-published, or have you always worked with a publisher?
No, actually, the book I have now is self-published, but
Okay.
I worked with a publisher before that. Always. You probably heard of him anyway. The guy from Gehenna and Hinnom, C.P. Dunphy, I think's his name.
Oh,
Charles Dunphy.
Okay, it sounds familiar.
He's getting up there. Anyway, I've worked with him, and he's great. I mean, he's a great guy, and he does edits and all these different things. So I think he's from, I'm not sure exactly, somewhere in Mississippi. He's got like an MFA and that kind of thing.
Okay,
But great guy there. The other ones I've dealt with on. Well, I forgot to tell you about that one. Schreier Inc. I think they're defunct now, but they're from out of Canada. They were a good one to work for. I had one of my stories in my book was published in their anthology, Hell's Talisman or something's what it's called. But anyway, they were good people to work for. I mean, they pretty much all they do is just they'll take your story and they'll say, we'd love to publish it. And they'll send me back some, just a few minor edits here and there. Most of them said my writing was pretty good and didn't need much editing. So that made me feel pretty good. But they would do a few little edits and then they would, I'd send it back. I'd sign a contract, digital contract, whatever.
Yeah.
And that was it. They'd send me some money and that was the end of it.
okay. So you definitely got paid for it. You got some money.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Cool.
Mhm.
Now, so with that experience, so you went through a publisher before, and now you're going self-publishing on your novel that you're working on now, on your book you're working on now. I mean, how does it compare? I mean, would you recommend for other writers to start just publish your own thing, or would you recommend going kind of traditional first, or?
I would recommend going traditional first because you learn. You actually don't make as much money traditional, and unless you get it, like you jump right into the top. Once you don't, I mean, you won't jump right into the pros immediately. But unless you jump into the pros immediately, you won't make as much money traditionally publishing as you will self-publishing. But I would still recommend doing the traditional route, learning the process, figuring out what that whole editorial, publisher to editorial to author kind of process is. So that helped a lot. That helped me quite a bit. So I would recommend it for that reason. Also, I would recommend going. I belong to a writers group called The Right Practice. Becoming Writer, The Right Practice, great group. But I would recommend doing something like that too, because that helps that basically just gives you a whole group of beta readers and like people who have been published, people who haven't been published. They kind of all help each other out, and they'll give you suggestions for edits and things like that.
in this group is very good with the feedback. I take it.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Because there's
Absolutely.
plenty,
And it's a private group, so you don't have to worry about like
even better.
your work being right. You don't have to worry about your work being like considered published or anything.
And
Right.
you also don't
That's
have to worry
cool.
about, and this happens on a few writer groups that are open just about everyone, where all of a sudden it becomes they're shilling their books all the time. Check out my book. Check out my book. I don't give a or they're
Yeah,
asking.
it's not like that.
They're asking some of the silliest questions I ever heard of before. And I don't know if they're trying to be like so deep that they want to ask like, "What is a book?" Or
Right.
it's
Right.
there's questions that I've read on this writers group, literally called the writers group on Facebook. And I'm like, these questions are so stupid. Like, are you seriously asking this shit? But
I know I get into those too, but no, those aren't real. This is nothing like that. This one actually you actually have to pay a yearly fee to be in this one.
oh, okay. Well,
So, but
plug
like
it again.
like I said, it's
Plug it again then, because it sounds like they're a
Okay.
good place. I haven't checked
It's
it out.
called the Right Practice.
Okay.
Becoming Right.
Yeah, the right
That's a
practice.
Facebook group?
It's a what?
It's
No,
a
not a Facebook group. No. It's not a
Okay.
Facebook group. It's totally different. You actually this one you actually join. You pay a yearly fee and you join the group. And like I said, it's a very closed group, so it's not like it's all over the place and there's a ton of people there like Facebook. So it's mostly just basically a bunch of beta writers, and they basically or beta readers. I'm sorry, and they look at your writing, and you have to the whole goal is to comment on and critique 3 different pieces every week.
Wow.
They critique 3, you critique 3, so that kind of thing.
Cool.
But you end up getting a lot of people following you. So
Yeah, and I'm curious about this group now. I'm curious if there's like because that sort of environment would definitely help build character. If everyone's very constructive and also aren't just saying aren't kiss asses,
right. And they aren't. I mean, most people in there, you'll have some who are going to really tear your stuff apart. But what you have to do is you have to put it out there that you want it done that way. They're very good about like some people who don't really want that kind of critique. They just want the kind of like mamsy pamsy kind of deal, which is fine.
Yeah.
Me, I like mine stuff torn. Just tear it apart. Tell me exactly what you feel. That's the way I feel about it. And so I always invite that. I'm always like, yeah, please just give me just tear it apart. And, and people do. Some do. Some do, some don't. But a lot of them do.
I'm like that.
I learned from that.
That's good. It's good to have that.
Yeah, sometimes though, people just don't get what you're trying to do, though.
True.
And you gotta be able to tell the difference. Like, it's like, okay, I appreciate your feedback, but you don't get it.
And you get that
all.
too. You get that too. Now, the good thing about that group, though, is I've met a lot of people who are like into the horror genre as myself, and we talk on Instant Messenger and stuff like that. So I have one friend from Barcelona. He's a great guy, but I'll send him stuff and he'll send me stuff, and we just really break it apart, because we don't care. We're not like, don't be real. Don't tell me what just the wishy-washy thing. Tell me exactly how you feel. So that's that kind of stuff too. I made some good friends on there.
Cool.
It's good, man.
And let's have the name of that site again.
The Right Practice.
The Right Practice.
Becoming Writer. It'll say The Right Practice, then Becoming Writer.
And I'm curious too. I want to take a look at that because I wonder if the other people in that group are having the same kind of experience in that they're getting their stuff published, they're getting out there, it's getting published, and
some of them do, and some of them are actually traditionally published. I have both.
See,
there's a little.
I'd imagine. Okay. Well, tell us about the book that you're working on. I know we're kind of running out of time. I'll extend it because we kind of bullshit a little bit. But tell us a little bit about the new book you have coming out.
Lost Hope.
What's this about? What's going on with this?
What's wrong with it?
No, sorry.
No, what's going on with it?
What's going on?
Oh, what's going on with it?
What's going on with it?
Well, I can tell you a lot of what's wrong with it, but anyway.
All right. Well, no.
This book is about it's a guy who was born in outer space, basically, and he born into the ship that had a bunch of college Passenger. You know the movie Passenger?
Mm-hmm.
One with, I don't know who all plays in, Chris Pine, I think, whatever. Anyway, that movie. Okay, think Passenger, and the guy is obsessed with a pod in there and a girl in this pod.
Okay.
But the only difference in this one is there are like a bunch of colonists all on the ship going to this planet. Well, anyway, he is obsessed with one of them, but in the meantime, his father, who's freaking nuts, has taught him to be a cannibal. So he eats all the other passengers, but yeah. Anyway, he eats all the other passengers, but he is obsessed with this one because she is the fulfillment of a prophecy that he has in his head, brought on by his mother, who is a religious zealot.
Okay, his
So
mom
there you
is a
go.
religious zealot. His dad taught him to be a
Yes.
cannibal.
His dad taught him to be a cannibal. Yes.
Well, so he's
Typical
Christian.
family.
He's Christian then. Eating
Yeah,
the
right.
flesh.
There you go.
Okay.
A Christian cannibal.
Yeah, eating the flesh of
So he
Jesus.
prays over his food.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
He does.
Okay.
Something like
Gotcha.
Oh,
Is
good
that-
Lord.
Huh?
Yeah, like
I
that.
said, oh, good Lord.
Yeah, right.
I'll eat
But
some.
his name is Gage Ozymandias Regis.
Oh.
And so Ozymandias,
Ozymandias.
Wow.
that comes from the poem, the original poem by Percy Bliss Shelley, whatever. Anyway, it comes
Shelley,
from that
yeah.
poem, and he is being taught that poem by his mother, who named him that. And she's crazy, but his father's crazier. But they're both crazy. So, but they teach him all these things, and he ends up running the ship. But like I said, he eats all the passengers on the ship except for one.
Does he share?
No, well, a little bit with his father, but there's a whole mixture craziness going on there. And also, he also impregnates the girl. I forgot about that part.
Well,
And because that's part of the prophecy, but he rapes her and impregnates
oh,
her.
see, I was gonna ask, is he being gentleman about it, or is he raping her? Oh man.
No, he's raping. He's drugging her and raping her.
Okay, I mean, being a cannibal is bad, but I mean,
Right.
if he was being a
That's
gentleman,
not a very Christian thing to do.
No, it's not. It's not really, but it's twisted, so you have to understand that.
yeah.
Well, it does sound twisted. Yeah, I grant
Yeah.
you that.
And when we're talking religious, we're talking. This is called the mother was raised in a covenant, and it's called the covenant of the singularity. And the singularity is there's a certain I don't know how to say it. You'd have to read the book, obviously, but anyway, there's a whole build up to what that singularity means and the person that's involved with.
Hmm.
Isn't the singularity where AI becomes self-aware?
Yeah.
Maybe
I think
not
so.
like that. Something becomes self-aware, but probably
Yeah.
more because he becomes self-aware of her and rapes her. So that probably has a
Oh.
little bit more to do.
Hmm.
Well, that doesn't work out so well for her.
Nope, it does
doesn't.
not. It does not.
No.
Huh.
At least
She
she
gets
doesn't.
him in the end, sort of, more or less.
Well,
So, how does it feel to write a character that's that disgusting and deplorable?
It's fun. It's fun because
Oh, yeah,
I'm
it
totally
is.
disgusted by the guy. I'm totally disgusted by him. But that's what makes it more fun to write because
Oh, yeah.
I'm sitting there looking at him thinking I hate this guy,
Mhm.
and I want
this
the
is-
reader to hate him too. So
and this is your protagonist
this is my protagonist
Man.
who's this bad.
who
Yeah.
becomes an antagonist in a way.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
You know.
no one really sees
He's the guy
himself-
you love.
He's
to
a
hate.
dick.
He's a dick. That's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
And I like the way
I
you
want
phrase
him
that.
to be that. I want him to be that.
I like the way you phrase that because no one really honestly sees himself as the villain of their own story. I mean, they might realize one day that they're an asshole, but
Mhm.
that self-awareness will probably, go away real
Yeah,
fast.
and the whole story is written in first person, so he doesn't see it as the way he really is.
Of course.
So of course, right.
Makes sense.
No, none of us do really.
Well, right, exactly. None of us do, but
All right.
so he's a very complex person, but it all plays out really well.
Now, did you have to do any research for this story?
A little bit on
Okay.
the sci-fi part of it. but
Okay.
On the
So-
cannibalism side, what
Yeah.
kind of research did you do there?
Yeah, I don't need any research there. I can figure that.
Oh.
You don't.
You already know everything.
Well, I don't know everything.
Okay.
Maybe you can help me. I don't know. But,
So I have this meat, and I need to know how to prepare it. Okay. It's a very special
I know.
kind of meat.
I know. Yeah, I don't know about cannibalism. No, actually.
Okay.
Other than what I've watched in movies and read in books.
Ah, see, I heard that you once you get that taste,
there
you crave nothing else.
it is. There it
But-
is. Well, that's what he says. So there.
Yeah.
Would you taste human flesh if you had the chance, Jesse?
No,
I don't think
unless
no.
I
Oh.
didn't know what I was doing.
If you were, in a plane crash in the Andes,
I knew that was coming. You're thinking Survivor type, right?
I mean,
No.
No, he eats himself. Actually, Survivor type does.
you know,
You know,
No.
no, I'm talking about the soccer team that crashed
I know what you're talking about.
in the
Yeah, I know what you're talking about too. I'm talking about if you went somewhere where they actually served,
Right.
that legally could serve human flesh. Would you try it?
If I knew what it was, no.
Would you, Jesse?
I mean, I ate bull balls, but I mean, bull balls aren't the same as human meat.
We're talking Louisiana.
Ain't nobody said you were eating human balls. I said human flesh.
I mean, if I knew it was human flesh, would I eat it?
Well, yeah, you're gonna know it.
I mean,
They're gonna tell you.
is it seasoned? Like, is it a fajita?
Well,
They
you know,
cook it like they cook it like a steak and
If you
slap it
go
on
to-
your plate with a baked potato.
you go to
There
New
you
Orleans,
go.
you can get it Cajun style.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
we'll
That's
blacken
good.
it for you.
You put that Cajun rub
We'll
on
serve it
Yeah.
blackened and grilled or
it.
whatever.
Oh, don't black it too much now. I like my steak medium rare.
Don't be racist.
Oh, gross.
Well, don't do that
You
either.
mean in other words, when you go to a steakhouse and you order a steak, you tell the waitress you want him to knock its horns off, wipe its ass, and put it on your plate?
Pretty much. I want that pink in the middle. I want that pink.
Gross.
I want it pink in the middle. That's what I want.
Okay,
Yeah.
that sounds ornery and
Yeah.
yuck.
It's
Yeah.
delicious. Delicious. It's all juicy, cut
I have one word. I have one word for you. Parasites.
No.
It's
Yeah.
it's good. It's fine. It's fine. They even have
I have 2 words for you. Hell no.
They have a dish. They have a dish where they serve actually raw meat, and it's cooked in like I think in juices like lime and stuff.
Lime juice.
Yeah, lime juice. They serve that. To
But
customers.
what you
It's
what
called
you need to
sushi.
understand.
no,
yeah,
this
what
is
you
beef.
need to-
This is beef.
That's
What
nasty.
you need to understand is about that the limes that they have in Mexico and wherever are a lot stronger than our limes.
Well, they're tree ripened for one.
Well, yeah.
I mean, if you haven't, Jesse, you probably get like tree ripened or fruit oranges and stuff down in Texas, right?
Yeah, we do.
Maybe.
If you have,
That's a
one in
whole
your
different.
backyard.
It's a whole different game.
We got lime trees and
that we
shit.
get up here we get an orange. It's just awful.
Oh. I mean,
So-
we still get stuff from the
Same
store
here.
though, but. So when does Lost Hope come out again? You said March, right? March or
That's
April?
what I'm shooting for.
Okay.
So we hope. We
All
hope
right.
that Lost Hope will be out in March.
You haven't lost hope in
And-
that date.
Right. Exactly.
And
I haven't lost
and
hope.
I
Go ahead,
shut up
Becky.
now.
No.
No, I'm sorry. I keep
Becky's trying to
interrupting
say
y'all.
something, guys. You guys are being a bunch of assholes.
No.
I know it.
Stop.
Okay, Becky's trying to
Jesse.
talk.
We need,
Becky's
we
trying
need
to
to start
talk.
being gentlemen.
Oh my god.
Okay, now Becky's trying
and-
to talk again. So guys, you just need to stop.
Jesse.
Okay,
I'm
we're
going
gonna
to bite
we're gonna
you.
be quiet now.
Mr. Stone, I would like to
Yes.
invite you to submit to the e-zine that we have every month.
Yes, I would love to do that.
Please do.
I think I have before, but it's been a while.
I think he has before.
Well-
Yeah.
Please
know how I
do.
check my
Something about
emails.
like the Psycho Holiday one. I put something in there, but I think I did. I don't even remember.
That was an
this-
anthology.
Oh,
yeah.
that was just a regular. Wait. Yeah, it was.
But I may have. Like I said, I think I did, but I don't know 100%.
Well, please send me something for that.
I will.
I would
will
appreciate that very much.
Absolutely. I will definitely do that.
and
Thank
it's
you.
a paying gig. It pays.
Yes, it is.
You beat that.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's a paying gig, and the customers get to read it for free. Who would do that? Who would do that?
Yes.
Someone who is
That's
planning
even better.
for the ads to pay for everything. Because
Right.
if everyone can read it, a lot of people will read it. So
Right.
if you want
You
to
want-
advertise your book or whatever product, I
Right.
mean, if you are like, hey, I'll edit your stuff, just pay me for
Right.
it. Market that. No?
There are
That's
some
cool.
things we are not advertising.
What, like dicks? Like sex toys?
Oh, for
You have
fuck's
to do that
sake.
stuff.
I mean, I'll market like Cthulhu dildos. I mean, what's wrong with that?
I never said there was a problem with that, but I'm just saying,
Oh.
if somebody wanted to put a picture of their stuff in the book, no.
Oh no,
Oh.
you never have to worry about me doing that. Let's just put it that way.
Wait,
Thank God.
Not me,
Wait,
not me.
Hold on. I'm thinking
No,
business.
you may not put your stuff in the book.
No, I'm thinking business here. I'm thinking business. First off,
No.
is this actually happening? Are people actually asking for you to put their dicks in the book for like money?
No, damn it.
Seriously?
But if they did, we could publish an anthology called The Dick Show or The Dicks. It was just
The dicks of Facebook.
the dicks of Facebook. Yeah.
Dude, I've gotten so many dick pics. We could already make an anthology.
Yeah, but they have to pay. That's the thing.
We attached their name to it too. This is the so and so's dick. This is so and so's dick.
Now wait a minute.
It's like a
Lying
dating
about
catalog.
it. I'm just saying.
No,
Like a sex
no, it's,
catalog.
no, it's more like a mug book.
We could do scratch and sniff.
Oh no. Oh.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. That was so wrong.
Oh, it could be worse. You could have it animated, have like little things crawling around, you know?
I mean,
Ugh.
Oh.
truthfully,
Jesse.
isn't every dick scratch and sniff?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't
have
really know
one.
either, SK.
That was good.
Okay. We are kind of coming to the end here, but what's your favorite horror movie?
That's probably good.
What's my what?
Your favorite horror movie?
Oh man.
Pinocchio.
Asked me that, did you? Huh? What'd you
Pinocchio.
say?
Pinocchio.
That one scared the shit out of me. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, probably The Shining. I love The Shining.
yeah.
Lord, Pet Cemetery, The Thing. I don't know. There's a lot of them.
Okay.
I like him. Can we
Checks,
keep
scared the
him?
shit out of me.
It's a lot of good picks. You know, a lot of
Yeah,
good
real
movies to pick out there. All right. Cool. Yeah.
Have you seen Tucker and Dale? I love talking about that and finding people who have seen it or not seen it.
Tucker and Dale.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yeah, you gotta add that part versus evil.
Check that out. I mean, I've heard Ash, but I mean, I don't know about Tucker and Dale.
Oh.
I'll check that.
It's kind of
It's one of the coolest, funniest slasher movies ever.
yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out because that
It ranks right up there with Zombieland.
Oh well, hey. Now
Oh yeah.
I know Zombieland. I know that one.
Yeah, it takes the premise
Yeah,
and pretty
you
much
need to watch the other one.
it flips the script on the whole slasher thing. So
Yeah.
can't say too much because it kind of gives away the whole angle of it. But I think there's some trailers floating around you can watch. Hell, you might even get the whole movie on YouTube. Who knows?
It's
good.
been on Netflix before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I haven't. So I check that out. I'll look at it.
it is
Now,
hilarious. It is so
What about the
freaking funny.
movie, The Labyrinth? Have you watched that before?
Oh, yeah.
Labyrinth.
Yeah, you know, I mean, when the fairies get their heads eaten off, I think that's
Oh yeah, that movie.
Yeah.
yeah, and then the eyeball thing. That thing is freaky. So
Yes, it is.
The
There
David
was some
Bowie.
freaky
Yeah,
stuff in
David-
that.
No, not that one. This is the newer one.
The newer
Okay.
one.
Yeah, no.
I haven't seen.
Actually, it's called Pan's Labyrinth. This is
Oh, wait.
Yeah.
Pan's
Yeah.
that's it.
Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, see,
Oh,
that's
that's
Guillermo del Toro, and he is a stone creative freak. I
Mhm.
mean,
Yeah.
he is just in his own beautifully weird world.
Mhm.
Yes, he is. You're right.
I got to attend an interview of his locally,
Wow.
and he was a great interview. He had some really cool stuff to say.
It's pretty cool.
I'll bet. Wow.
Yeah,
That's-
Pan's Labyrinth is awesome,
Mm-hmm.
and it's beautifully filmed.
Mm-hmm.
Now, see, that one I haven't seen yet, but I got to check it out.
You need to see that.
Yeah.
You guys see that? That is so freaking incredible.
I thought you were talking
Have
about
you
the